Hi group 1, if you chose manifestation, this is really, and I have chosen, Spirit has chosen this deck for your person, but for their general for the general questions, I do want to use the Wadesmith here because the rich imagery from Pamela Smith is so helpful with the minor arcana, so that we really can see visually what's that. So our first question is, how in tune are they with their feelings? Let's see. How in tune are you with your feelings, person of group 1? So, divine, how can I call you? Divine counterpart, I wanted to say. Okay, so divine counterpart of group number 1. How in tune are you with your feelings? There we go. Ooh, that's interesting. They are very, very in tune with their feelings. Ooh, I like that. And how aware are you of your feelings? How aware are you of your feelings? How aware? Okay. What? Group 1. What? That's amazing. What's that? I haven't expected that. You? Did you? I thought we would have some troubleshooters here. But no, not at all. So they are pretty in tune with their feelings. Okay, so the king energy, that's super for the crown, of course, because that's, ooh. So who is missing? Just the thinking man, right? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? The only king that's missing is the one we were asking about. Huh. So maybe they do have kind of a blocked mind in general. Something is there. I mean, it looks super, but, there is this but. So please tell me, how aware are you of what you feel? How aware are you of your feelings? Maybe we will get that. See, there is what I just said. The mind is blocked. Thank you. Now that we know that, though it looks pretty good, there is a little problem here. Okay, that's something we can work with. I'm back in a second. So I'm back. I did wanted to get a authentic truth channeled messages deck here from myself. So let me explain you that. First, they might be really a water sign, right? Or have some strong water sign. They can have their moon there, they can have their MC there, or of course their sun sign, their ascendant, whatever it is. Maybe even their Mercury, right? But tarot isn't about astrology, it's just the archetype, but I just wanted to say that. And they are totally in tune with their own feelings. But without the mind being in line, this might show up as, in the morning I do this, then you know, I overeat at noon, and then in the evening I go drinking, and then I feel sad. And then I do this, and then I do that, and then, you know, clarity is a thing, and detachment is a thing also. What we kind of need to have. That's why the Emperor has the balance of all four kings. So your person is lacking kind of the stability just because they are lacking clarity in a way, right? It's as if someone has, you know, and this is super full, super rich. So let's take the example, someone has a high income, you know, a very well-paid job or whatever, being, you know, self-employed, whatever it is. And they have a lot of money, but because they are acting constantly upon their feelings, every now and then money is just not there, you know. It's not enough because they have overspent, not thought, not checked, you know. So they must kind of integrate the King of Swords to literally focus and direct their emotions, so that, you know, it's not overindulged. And this is can be overindulging a lot, and this can be, of course, being overly materialized. And if it's not, you know, for a purpose, this is a very beautiful energy, but with lack of clarity, you know what I mean? All three kings there with the lack of clarity, they come with a challenge. This can be super selfish with the lack of clarity. This can be overindulgent, and this can be over-consuming. So there is a thing. And there is a block. They totally confirmed that. So mental block. Why do we have a mental block? Okay. Jealousy. Wow. Oh, jealousy is just showing how deeply I have been hurt before. Okay. So they are in pain. Makes sense, because they are such a sensitive, you know, they are a highly sensitive being. See, they do have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So they long, you know, for true love and all that, you know. And jealousy is sitting in their sacral. That's causing the block. And this very block. See, the two energies, they are speaking of the sacral. So we have to put this one, like, it's, you know, we work on that. And this is the block here. This is, you know, it's third chakra. And this is speaking about the question, right? This is speaking about, okay, mentally I'm receiving the frequencies from my subconscious with the moon here. It's totally like soaking the information from the subconsciousness and downloading that into the mind, or uploading that into the mind rather. And so whenever they try that, there's jealousy kind of blocking that. And that's why they then maybe, you know, block true love. And I don't know, have I said that in the beginning? I was channeling destined love, destined love, destined love before I started the reading. Crazy. So maybe I'm supposed to just say that in every group. Underneath the deck, I'm just seeing, why do you even want me? Goes very well with the jealousy. So I feel they have been, you know, rejected, or someone else was chosen over them with the jealousy. And so they are totally lacking self-worth. And that's why everything I said can be a coping mechanism, right? too egotistical, too materialistic, too overindulgent. Okay, you will know if this is your person. Okay, now let's see. What was the next question, please? Ah, yeah. What do they think they feel? Okay. So now, what do you think? What do you? Deck was in reverse. What do you think you feel? What do you think? Okay, this. Let me just shuffle a little bit more. But I feel it's pretty, yeah, pretty strong there. Okay. That's quite a bit, don't you think? Okay, this. Yeah, just this. Okay. Let me take 3 cards. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think you feel for group 1? Okay. For the divine feminines here in group 1, what do you think you feel? What do you think you feel? Okay. No, we totally get all cards out first. Okay. Now tell us, how are you acting right now? How are you acting right now towards? How are you acting right now towards the viewer? Okay. Okay, that's that. And next question. Ooh, what are you truly feeling? Now, what are you truly feeling? Okay. All that we will see. Okay. And how are you manipulated by your environment? How are you manipulated by your environment? Tell us, please. How are you okay. So, if this is not, you know, just all about love, don't be stressed, please, because there are so many feelings. And the job of the divine feminine is to clear this, right? To clear this out. So it's totally logical if here is also some crazy thing in, right? Because, you know, they are triggered, I guess. So let's start with, what do you think you feel? And if we need to clarify, we just take, or we want to go deeper, I don't know, then we just take, ooh, okay. Okay. Wow. So what they think they feel, they think they are enamored, like you're the empress, and strength. And strength, that's elevated empress energy. So that's amazing. You're doing amazing here. Wow. So that's super powerful. But what they think is that here is some cruelty, some fallouts. So maybe they think it's in reverse. And it's swords, right? And it's a 5 of swords. So it's totally the battle. And I feel they kind of can't win you with the jealousy. And this is totally their internal conflict, right? This is here wrapped in this jealousy. The 5 of swords, that's all about jealousy. You know the 5 of swords, I hope, with the 3 figures fighting. And 2 have lost the battle, right? Okay, so now let's see, how do they act right now? Okay. 5 of coins, 6 of coins, and the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Action, right? That's kind of a unhealthy answer for masculine energy, but it makes sense because they show up so watery. So they kind of try to be victorious with trying to show up as magnetic so that you might hunt them, I feel, because this is feminine energy. And from the 5 of Swords to the, of course, it has to do with the 5 of Swords, right? Leg, right? 5 of Pentacles. And then going to the 6 of Pentacles. That's, they try to elevate their worth physically. They try to become more attractive. Maybe they even go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like maybe they really, 1 for 4 right now, they really work on themselves, maybe. Interesting. Maybe they really work on their self-worth. And that would be great. But the toxic sense of that is that they kind of try to lure you in. That was my first download here. So be aware of that, right? Don't let them allure you in, because they should take their stuff and go forward, right? They should, you know, first gain clarity and then become, you know, the masculine energy, like be the man and not playing mysterious prey. Okay, so what are you truly feeling? Ooh. Okay. The Devil. King of Wands. Hierophant. Emperor. Chariot. Okay, so that's pretty good. So they truly feel it's a yes, right? This speaks about crown chakra alignment, and yes, yes, yes. Like they know it's you. They know they want to be the emperor because they feel they are. But see, they show up with their weakness here. And this makes so much sense with the jealousy and the wound of not being chosen earlier somehow, right? So they totally feel they are lacking magnetism. Okay? That's kind of their wound, what they are showing with their actions. See? But truly they feel, yes, I'm the emperor. Yes, I want you. Yes. And Hierophant, it's like, yes, that's my highest timeline here. Hierophant, that's higher knowing. That's morals, standards, values. That's like, yes, please, I want that. And here we do have the King of Wands, the one I was asking for. And here he is. So yes, in truth, they are all that. But here's also the Devil. But it comes with the 6 of Swords, and that's nice to see. So they kind of feel they truly feel addicted, like hexed, you know, like totally, and lost, I feel, in this. See how crazy that is? I mean, that's all you wish for, I guess, right? All you want to see, the Chariot, the Emperor, the Hierophant, and the King of Wands. That's exactly how you need them to be. But this freaks them out because they feel if like this moving force here is taking over their life, you know, and see, they are internally, they are soft. I feel they are really soft, and they are really afraid. See, hear me how I'm speaking. And first I thought that this is the Three of Swords, and thankfully it's the Six of Swords, so they are healing. But I really feel they are healing from this toxic love addiction. So maybe you do have a codependent person here, right? Someone who would, you know, totally lose themselves in a relationship. And that's maybe why it's so necessary for them to get out of this lag, you know, Five of Pentacles, get out of this lag and work on their freaking value and get to the higher ground. We do have 2 sixes here, that's great. And they do need to work internally on their self-worth. And of course, this, just thinking, this may also, you know, have played out with a third-party person to kind of show, like, you know, you can't control me, you know, I also can attract whatever. But see how ridiculous this is in comparison with what they truly feel for you. See, if there is a third-party situation, can you see that? Can you? This was just then to kind of, and I mean, that's toxic still, right? But if that's just to kind of get them out of the dark water, like out of, you know, I feel this scorpionic, deep, muddy, not trusting, not moving, stuck energy also here with this Devil card. It looks so dark, but totally in fire, right? And I feel you are burning them free, but this is a process. So now let's see, how are they manipulated? This was the first Three of Wands. This is future outlook. It's a good card. Queen of Cups. Page of Wands. 10 of Coins. Family. Knight of Wands. And a pretty strong, a crazy Justice card with the scales uneven. We choose the decks for a reason. Family, right? Family, surroundings, upbringing. We do have 2. This can be, you know, your person and a younger or older brother. This can be 2 boys in a family. And this can be the mother, right? The Queen of Cups, that's very often the mother. Or a maternal figure, older sibling, whatever it is. But let me, for the simplicity, tell it like that. But really, and with a 3 here, 3 of Wands also. Oh, okay. So first I thought, yeah, third house in the astrology, which is totally siblings and all that. And we do have again Wands, which is outlook of life. And so what I'm seeing, I see a mother who is unjust, and I do see 2 boys, 2 brothers or siblings, take it how it fits, right? In a family with just constant injustice. So that's where the jealousy comes from. They weren't chosen. Maybe, you know, they have a younger brother because the younger one is closer to the mommy here. And so they had to become the fighter here, right? With a dark horse, a little bit going into dark mode here to get something. Because I feel, see how I'm holding that, and see how from the aura of the Queen of Cups, there is this cloud with the younger boy here. So I feel she's constantly thinking on the well-being of the younger sibling here, or this one, right? And this is your person. Maybe there is a sibling with, you know, I don't know, some special needs or whatever it is, but this is your person, and they were overlooked because they are kind of out here in the cold, you know. This is, if this is the house, the Ten of Pentacles, and this is the mother internally, right? So, which is also, of course, our connection to the sacral there. And so in the house, there's the other sibling, and they are kind of outside. So they have become, you know, kind of lone wolf energy, kind of, yeah, the one who needs to go play because mommy has no time and has to take care of someone else. And maybe they attracted a relationship like that later to get this storyline conscious so that they can work that out. But here is a clear jealousy pattern with this imbalance here. Wow. So sad, right? And this Three of Wands here, I'm totally drawn to the shadows, and I'm totally drawn how it gets smaller. I know it's meant to be perspective, but I see it's like I have a wish, and then I'm not getting it, and then I'm, you know, it gets smaller and smaller, like future faking, you know. Yes, your birthday is coming up, but then something else is more important, and then, you know, you get kind of reduced. Your needs get reduced, and your wants, most and foremost, because it's wants, right? It speaks about our wants, what we want to do. So there's only a small future for you. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's the manipulation of their sacral chakra. Thank you. That's why they act like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm valuable too. I'm valuable too. Look at me, hunt me, chase me. See? Now we know. Thank you very much. We understand that you're jealous. And we feel for you. But you know, you have to trust person of group 1. So, and this is what you think you feel. It's like they just feel you. It's you. And they feel, with a flickering flame. Yeah, they feel like a flickering flame, like I'm not good enough, right? I feel fearful. This is what I'm getting, because you are so amazing for them. But the truth is, they are your emperor. Yes, totally. We want to keep that here. They are your emperor, right? And they do want that. We just have to, you know, they just have to kind of this is what's in their sacral, like for real. And here we, it's kind of still blocked, right? And they need to get that uploaded. So that then this is in their crown. And then they can speak that. Hierophant, the throat chakra. It's like we speak our truth, yes. And we go for it. And then they go for you. And not play like the opposite energy, right? So there need to be, this shift needs to be happening. Lion energy, right? Leo. This shift needs to be happen from them hanging in their feminine energy to fully stepping in their masculine. So when you see them stepping forward and being like assertive as Elf, like a King of Wands is, then you know, okay, so the block has opened, right? The gates of the sacral have opened, and now it streams clearly in their crown, and now they can move forward and overcome all these unhealthy patterns with, you know, they were literally bound here in toxic love with the jealousy pattern there. Ooh. So this is kind of the purpose of the connection I'm feeling. You freeing them from the bondage there. And yeah, we do have a sleeping king over here, but he will awaken. He will awaken. Okay. Now, let's look at your oracle cards. So, what's your guidance? It's actually so beautiful because it totally speaks about the opening of the crown. You do have manifestation, right? And you do have the eightfold path to heaven. And you do have the crowning from the Rose Oracle. And it says, initiation, thresholds. We do have a threshold right there. Birth, rebirth. And it says, a seat at the table. And you know what I explained? That they were kind of shut out of the house. And now it's about getting a seat on the table, you know, at the table. That's so cool. And so what you can do, you can kind of check where in your life, because, you know, we mirror energies, where in your life can you push forward and take your seat at the table, right? And with the eightfold path, that's totally about being aligned with heaven, you know, opening up, opening the crown. So you're called to actually, and this supports, right? This supports this King of Swords energy here. You're totally called to step into King of Swords energy yourself. And thus, you are. It says thresholds, right? You are supporting and helping opening the gates. And so you and your person, you are kind of working in tandem here, which is always the case. But yeah, I'm intrigued how beautifully it's shown in the cards. Very beautiful. And you know, the Chariot, that's alignment. That's divine feminine and divine masculine in alignment. And fully conscious. And you know what? Then it's just moving. And it's this kind of moving, if you think going by feet or, you know, going with a car. Like how far and fast you can get instantly in comparison. If the threshold, you know, if the crown is open here. If this reaches their awareness. And it will, right? It will, totally. So it's not an if, it's a when. When this reaches their awareness, then, wow. It will just move super fast. But what you are called to do is to totally stay in this energy and to be a little bit, I'm hearing, like a sparring partner, and let them grow their energy. So when they are like, now I want you, I want to do this and that and date and go, and you're like, wait a moment, nope, I'm still healing, right? I'm not, you were treating me like crazy, and so now, nope. I'm, contemplating and observing, and I'm not feeling sure. And that's helpful for them, because then again, you mirror their own wounds, which they, I feel, just have probably brought upon you anyway, right? So if you feel like, yes, I need to shut myself out here and stay, pure and out of the picture even. I want to take myself out of the picture and just observe. I don't want to jump all in here. I just don't. Then just don't, right? Just don't. And stay pure in your, manifestation and whatever you do, and focus on all the good things, the 8 path. That's like a healthy life and healthy thoughts, and that's totally you clearing yourself. It's like the 8 paths of yoga also, where it's, healthy eating. It's all like cleaning up your life, like all facets of your life. And this looks very much like that, with the white dress here. And the blindfold, like totally shutting the 3D world out and tuning in. And just aligning with the higher realms. So that's your guidance here. And yeah, watch the show, I want to say. And of course, nothing against healthy 6 of Swords energy, but that's kind of their job. That's within them, They need to find these solutions to heal, because this is literally part of their healing path. To heal your connection, to heal your wounds, to kind of, heal their actions, their wrongdoings, their immaturity. I'm hearing like immature behavior. That was, I guess, the main thing here. And it makes sense if it's stemming from childhood, And they were in this childlike mode and teenager competition mode. Like competing with you, maybe even when they are showing up as the Queen of Wands. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of teenager vibes here. But you do need an adult, right? And they, of course, need to heal their teenage wounds just as well as we need to heal our wounds. And yeah. Is there anything else which you need to be aware of? Like, what's going on in your sacral? I want to end with that. This one. Ooh, the Lovers. You just know it. Okay. You just feel them. That's fine. Okay. See, I mean, I was hearing destined love. So yeah, you feel that. It's destiny. But, we can't, jump into destiny and make it work instantly. But it's a process of building. And, when the blocks are opening and they will become fully aware of what they truly feel, how they feel, right? Because now they are thinking, they feel you in their mind. they just think about you, but they haven't fully explored their own feelings. And they haven't yet thought all that through. So all that, what we are seeing here, you know, the Chariot and the Hierophant, which speaks so clearly about strong commitment based on highest morals here, and going to a higher ground, leaving the devil energy behind, right? And taking action, like taking control of the situation. And I have, you know, fit you here in the picture. But that should be their work. It's not your job to do. Your job is to just be. See, and we do have with the strength, now that's you, right? We do have the eightfold path. So this is the only thing what you have to focus on and do. Like stay focused on the light, on the higher ground, because it's like, how can I explain what I'm seeing? It's like you're there and you're also there, like you're in the middle here, right? And I'm also seeing with the Hierophant, you know, how soldiers, they would put their swords up in the air and swear to the gods and swear their oaths, right? And now we do have all 6 thoughts here in the core, like aligned with the core frequency, aligned, yeah, with the core. And that's the light, right? That's the light. And yeah, this is literally what you're manifesting. That's great. This is this full alignment with light. I mean, this is a very powerful reading here. I'm very, very powerful. I'm super happy to read for you. And this is a clear guidance, right? So strength, it's all about being in union with all that is. It's this, as I said, elevated divine feminine energy. It's anima mundi energy. It's where you feel that everything is a soul. And so you are totally not dependent on them only as your soul bond partner, because you feel literally bonded with all that is, right? And you can totally focus on taking that even to a higher ground, and again, higher level, higher level, higher level. 11:11 right now. So this is what you're doing, right? You're tuning the whole thing higher, 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 higher. And at some point, this blockage will burst open, and then they have to kind of go for the higher ground, like you're on top of the mountain. See what I mean? And then they can make use of the strong energy. There needs to be kind of, you know, like in the fairy tales when they have to fight. The princes have to fight for their princesses, right? That's real, because they need to build their strength, and they need to kind of train these energies and use them. So let them use them, and you direct your focus on the highest possible outcome here. Okay, can I let you go with that? I guess that's a clear message. So yeah, beautiful. I wish you all the best, and please, only thing you have to do is leave me a like for the energetic exchange. And if you would like to receive a reading from me again, you have to subscribe. And if you do want a personal reading calibrated just for yourself, then you can follow the link to my website. It's Rose Garden 77 store, and there I do have a few specific readings, and also you can of course request just whatever you need to know, and I will tune in. So now, thank you for being here. I love you very much, and I hope I will read for you again, because Ooh, that's just super. Your energy is cool. And yeah, it looks, I mean, it looks very, what can I say? It looks like if we are in a movie, we are kind of right before the finish line. So prepare for union, I want to say, but not prepare for union in the way like tuning into your person. No, but prepare for union with tuning into, oh yeah, tuning into the higher ground, right? See, in this specific Lover's card, need to say that the feminine energy looks in the eyes of the angel, and the masculine energy can see the divine through their feminine, and that's just the truth. That's just the truth, right? And you know, the sacral chakra is called sacral chakra for a reason. So it's, yeah, and you have to just be in your sacred silence and create more of that sacred energy and create this strong bond here, right, with the eightfold path. Oh, I'm glad I'm getting that. This is like you strengthening the bond with the angelic and higher realms here, right, with the heavens and with the higher heavens. And the stronger this bond gets, the more, you know, the magnetic pull kind of starts moving them also, you know, because this creates a pulling energy. Yeah. And yeah, you would ruin the process by the way, if you kind of do not look there but focus too much on them. If you focus too much on them, let me warn you, they would show up again. Where is she? Like this. Like, oh, you like me? Oh, that's cool. So then I can relax, lay back, and let you do the work again. If you see them doing that, you know, oh, okay, I have to pull away. Tune into the higher heavens and focus, you know, on core frequency elevation and being one with all. And this also, of course, shuts out this devilish addictive energy, because if we feel at one with all, then there is no need to be addicted to anything. Understand that? That's great, right? And so, yeah, I think now I can let you go. And I wish you all the best, and I hope I see you again. Bye-bye. Hi, Group 2. If you are drawn to concentration, that's your group. And we start with asking them, just in general, has nothing to do with you. How in tune are you, person of group 2, with, ooh, how in tune are you with your emotions? Okay, they are stuck in despair. So grief is a block, clearly. Grief is one of the things that are blocking the sacral chakra. So here, you know, they are blocked, and that's why they are grieving some loss. Okay, that's all we need to know right there. So next question is, how aware are you of your feelings? So how aware are you of your feelings, person of group 2? Ooh, okay. So they are this is kind of all in the unconscious. This is Piscean energy, like 12th house. So it's, and this is also, you know, reptile brain, raw primordial energy. But okay, how aware are you? Not really, right? The Strength card was in group 1, representing the Divine Feminine, together with the Empress. And yeah, see, in their mind, in their head, I feel they are aware that they are stuck. But this is, you know, this is not speaking about you, but just in general, like that they are in a way helpless, right? Helpless, and that all the strength is in the feminine energy. And with this card also, like, they are out in the cold and the feelings are kind of locked away. That's what they are aware of. They are aware that they feel lonely. They are aware that they feel like not having feelings, you know, not having positive feelings, at least. They are aware of that. They are aware that somewhere in a miraculous land, people are in tune. But that's not them. Maybe they saw that just with you, right? But this is general, so this is like literally feminine essence. That's something that's unreachable. See how it's both up here? What we long for is up, behind the fence, behind the window. So either way, they are inside, and inside their home everything is empty and they are just alone, like lonely alone, not alone all at one, but lonely. And the joy is outside, shut out, or they feel like they are shut out. You know, when you walk through the streets and it's around Christmas and you look through the windows and you see the stars in the windows and you hear some people, you know, just talking, just making dinner, just being somewhat together. And if you feel, this is also pretty much, you know, starseedy, homeless feeling, like not belonging, I feel. Getting that. It's like, I'm not belonging. I'm not belonging. I just belong, you know, somewhere out in nature. That's maybe where they can tune in. They are maybe aware that they can tune into their feelings in nature, like literally in the forest. But with people, no. They feel empty, shut out, left alone. And, you know, shut out from their emotions. I mean, I'm trying to explain an internal dialogue of them within their head with their own feelings. But of course, feelings have a lot to do with our social status and interactions and environment and all that, right? Okay. So it does look pretty sad. And I'm feeling pretty sad. And the deck we have is the Old English Tarot. And the artwork is, oh yeah, we do have the Ten of Swords underneath the deck. And the artwork, and the ship is sinking. So the relationships, you know, no relationships available. It's like, oh, see, this is kind of the head space here. And this is all drowning. Okay. Okay. So they might really have experienced severe loss in life. Relationships, people close to them, because here's even, I mean, it is a resting warrior in the church praying before battle, but still it also looks a little bit like a coffin there. And okay, so now we do have 4 questions more to ask first question is, let me get out my list. Sorry. So. Okay. What do they think they feel? I want to have 3 cards. What do they think they feel? Ooh, that's really, guys, I can't. Full storyline out there. So maybe they do have, you know, oof. I don't want to have so many, please. One more. What do you think? What do you think you feel, person of group 2? What do you think you feel? Okay, thank you. That was so nice. And how do you act right now? How are you acting right now? Because of your feelings. How are you acting right now? How are you acting right now? Or because of misalignment, right? How are you acting right now? 3 cards? Can I get 2 more? Okay, thanks. How can you... Ooh, okay, we can take those 2. That's okay. When they belong together. How are you acting right now? And now, spill the tea. How are you truly feeling for my group 2s? How are you truly feeling? Okay, that's that. Pretty fast, right? And now, how are you manipulated in your feelings? And this can be from childhood. We had that in group 1. But it can also be from their environment right now, or a mixture of that. Just tell us, you know, what needs to be said there. How are you manipulated? I'm not too sure, by the way, about this first card here, because it looked like, but it wasn't, you know, jumping. And you see, my cards are jumping usually. But I kind of felt it, but, you know, I want to put it a little bit aside. Okay, so now let's start with, what was that? What do you think? Yeah, what do they think they feel? I'm sorry, when I'm channeling, you know, it's difficult. What do they think they feel? They think they are curious about moving forward, but they think they need to be very, 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 very tempered. And see how this angel is looking back, just like this, and it's all dark. Makes sense, right? And here we do have 2 white horses, not one white and one black, but they are both white. Divine feminine and divine masculine energy in white, aligned with the light. And so they are kind of curious, right? How could that maybe? And I do see, like, as above, so below here in this card, a little bit like a magician in schooling. And yeah, even with the abundance here, see? Is there a butterfly? No, but it's a bird and an air here, and yeah. It's like, right? They are really curious. But they truly think. They feel they need to hold back here. not necessarily hold back, but hold back. Like, ooh, I don't feel it's like, see, I put it, how I placed it, and he isn't sitting in there, and it's not the King of Swords. It's the Knave of Swords, right? And the horses, yeah, they are there, but you know, that's the same energy what we do have in the Strength card. It's this gut feeling, right? It's our inner divine feminine and divine masculine. Yeah, they feel that, but they are kind of looking back, and they still have to heal here with the violet dress. And looking back, they are healing the past. Okay, so how are you acting? Four of Coins, yes, holding back, like solidifying themselves, trying to gain some harvest here, even with, you know, a little bit abundance there, and very, very, very far ahead there is a castle where their true feelings are in. And we do have Justice. And you know, first I thought this is Justice because she looks so kind of stern. Yeah. Justice. Ooh, sacral chakra Justice. Wow. Hanged Man. Wow. And Knight of Cups. So that's powerful. They are aware that they are helpless. It's literally like an insect in the spider's web. That's kind of how they feel in life. But they are also, you know, and they are really afraid of traps and stuff because of all the pain, I feel. But they are acting like dum-de-dum-de-dum, tra-la-la-la-la, I'm just, you know, enjoying life. Knight of Cups. Just taking here for myself, right? What I can. What I can. What I can get. What's reachable. And this makes sense because clearly they need to gather energy. Clearly, right? Otherwise they couldn't move forward. And they are not energized right now. Of course not. And what is that with the Justice? Justice speaks about soul connections, you know. And the Hanged Man, that's Piscean energy. And it's good, actually. Let's surrender. So maybe they are surrendering. To the connection. To the sacral. But you know, there's so much pain stored in their sacral that they literally need to kind of gather. You know how in the PC game we do have this toolbar with the things in there and also the hearts that need to be fueled, and that's what they are gathering. They are gathering energy. That's why they are hanging there, not doing anything, right? Totally not. That's just, you know, being out and about in a selfish way. I don't even feel they are kind of showing up towards you, because see how the abundance, it's just what's hanging around them. I feel this is just them, you know. ordering a pizza this day, hanging out with friends next day, just doing, you know, little things, little human things to, yeah, literally gather energy. I'm hearing that, gather energy. And that's good. That's good. That's necessary. They need that. They need to fuel. And yeah, of course, they need a lot of fuel, you know, to process all the pain here. Wow. Okay. So we're rooting for you, person of group 2. And I mean, group 2, please don't, you know, don't take that personal when they are acting stupid. I mean, just ignore them, because they are clearly not showing up for yourself here, but just a Knight of Cups. That's kind of someone who chases love. And I mean, not in the sense of the Lover's card, but in the sense of love for love's sake. It's like chasing the energy of love. And that's what they are about, right? Chasing the energy of love. That's what they are doing. Like constantly they are holding back because they don't have, right? They totally do not see themselves in the 10 of Pentacles castle, but they see them just here on, what is that, the ground here. And, you know, daily harvest, right? That's just the day-to-day harvest in life. And 10 of Pentacles energy, that's then being in there and kind of constantly creating this abundant, happy life. And they can't. I have to, unfortunately, I have to, I mean, it wants to be seen a little bit, maybe. The castle, see? Maybe he's dreaming. But it's totally not grounded in reality, because they themselves need to ground themselves. See how much they need to ground themselves and alchemize their pain. Wow. So now it will get interesting, and don't be stressed if here's something kind of, wow. This is how they are truly feeling. Okay, Hierophant. Ace of Swords, yes. Ace of Wands, yes. And the Magician. Okay, so very truly they feel, yes, I freaking want that. Wow, 2 aces. That's like, ooh, isn't that interesting? I just spoke with how they need to gather energy. And so they do have the wand and the sword. But what they do not have is the water and the earth. Wow. Wow, group 2, that's amazing. So they are literally, see, because they have lost their water. Ooh, so sorry. And they have lost, you know, their energy, their money. Maybe they are even, you know, financially ungrounded. And they need to work on their cups energy and on their pentacle energy to then be able to become the emperor. Wow. But truly, they're masculine, right? This is masculine energy, the wands and the sword. It's like raw, pure. Wow. I'm overwhelmed, because aces, that's big, that's divine, right? They feel the divine. Who, I don't even know what to say. And Hierophant, ooh. In this deck, it's crazy, right? How they are begging. And I wanted to say Hierophant, that's also, you know, we tuning into our God self, into really our higher abilities. And the Magician is like as above, so below. So they truly feel the divine here, truly. They feel that. And see, this is why the horses are like, ooh, oh, this is kind of the aces here. But they are like, oh, I need to, you know, temper because I'm lacking energies here. See? It makes so much sense. I love this reading. Huh. And he is learning the Knave of Swords. So this is kind of what's in them already. Internally, they already have, you know, their divine self internally. There is this sacred knowing. There is all that, you know, they are very strong. The Magician and the Hierophant, like, that's crazy strong energy. Wow. They could literally do anything, and you see that with the aces. It's like a wild card. They can totally do anything. But they, you know, they think. They just think, I'm so small and I don't even have, you know, something to wear. No pants on. And yeah, there's one little area there, but not really a field where I can grow my fruits, not a castle, like I don't have much, right? So, yeah. Not much business going on there, except, of course, the baggage. But yeah, they are fueling themselves. And they are totally tuned into Christ consciousness here. Which makes so much sense, seeing this. It's like divine, you know, this is totally about getting divine downloads constantly. Huh. Great. And we can even see that here. See how the pentacles are coming from the star, okay, so starseed energy here. I said that in the beginning, right? So you are dealing with a starseed here who is tuning in maybe to their star family. That would be great. Yeah. Nice. So let them help them. And yeah, and they are totally getting their downloads. And this is a great state, by the way, for the divine masculine to be in. There is a direct link from the Emperor to the Hanged Man. And because the Emperor needs to align themselves. So don't be, you know, discouraged because you don't see an Emperor. You do have the Hanged Man, which is kind of the elevated Emperor. It's the next state. And now we do have 717. Okay, this is great. This is great. And this is aligned with the chakra of the right hand. And we do need to align ourselves with our God self, because otherwise the magician would just do a lot of BS and not acting in alignment, you know, with divine truth. So they need to hang there and get their downloads. And yeah, so that then what they carry out in the world, what they plant, is in alignment with the divine. See how important that is? Otherwise an emperor wouldn't build the right empire, but kind of some misaligned crazy stuff and, you know, misuse the power. And it's super important. And they feel that they are so empowered to build, you know, to create worlds. And we do create worlds from our heart space, which is the Emperor energy, where we literally take the 4 pillars of creation here and build our heavenly realm. So this is totally preparing for building new earth here. This is very, very cool, very powerful, and very angelic, and very starseedy, and very, very magical, and high frequencies here in this group. Yeah, powerful. powerful. And yeah, so they are having their Jesus moment, right? And let them. Just wait. And let them, I don't know, overindulge a little bit and rest and overeat. They need that. They need to rest. And maybe you pick up on that also and feel like, oh, I feel like I need to rest too. Yeah, maybe you do. So now let's look at how they are influenced, or rather manipulated, in their environment. With this card, I wasn't so sure. It's the Queen of Coins. So that would be a mother figure or a boss figure or a baby mama or whatever, you know. And then we do have, okay, makes sense that this wants to be here because they are showing up as the Knave of Coins. And we do have the Nine of Swords and the Six of Batons. So this is harvest victory. See, and this victory is showing up as harvest. We spoke so much about them not having harvest consciously in their mind. And you know why? Because someone is saying, no, you're not worthy. You're just a small knave with just little. And I need more, more. I'm hearing like, ooh. And this is maybe, you know, why we do have all this sorrow and pain. And it's like, I'm not enough. See how we do have this. It's like this big energy and they feel like I'm so unworthy. Ooh, that's not nice. And they are all in their head about that, about harvest, about what they can bring to the table, you know. And having harvest with wands energy, this is literally their actions, like their salary, like their, you know, kind of net worth. It's like what they can actually, you know, it's the breadwinning thing. Totally. And the victory we bring home. And it's also, of course, if you take this into childhood, it's like, well, you did, I don't know how the marks are in your country, but, you know, I guess in US it's with A, B, C, and then this is maybe a D or something. And she's like, our family expects, you know, you to have better grades. And otherwise you need to, I don't know, stay out of the house, stay out of my sight. Yeah, with this, you know, shut out energy. It's like, and she sits here totally on this chess board, like this, you know, like this queen from Alice in Wonderland. And it's like, off with your head, you're not good enough. And I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but yeah. And this is not funny at all. This is them being martyred. You know, them getting pain. Wow. So we do literally have maybe some cruelty here, some pain, like literally physical pain. Wow. I'm so sorry. And yeah, it's all about the harvest. But now I'm feeling, you know, the pain here, even with the like sticks and, oh, like punishing. And maybe there is a past life with, I don't know, a slavery aspect here. what needs to heal. Because, you know, the figure here looks so intimidated. And also, of course, you know, Old English tarot. This is like Middle Ages, and this is like where people were owned. Literally, they were owned. Oh. So, and with the hangman, yeah, there is sometimes some toxicity with being not able to control yourself, right? Hanging literally in chains here. Wow. Okay, so here is some really, really dark stuff in the undercurrent. And I don't like that. But what can we do? We asked, right? We asked because we wanted to understand. So yeah, we fully understand that you are showing up in your own mind like a knave, because you've been treated like a knave all your life, kind of, right? As not enough. And see how crazy that is, how the strongest people get the most attacked at their strongest talents. Because this person literally, your person is like ultra talented to create worlds, build abundance, in alignment, of course, with the universal law. And they are tuning in through their soul. And I feel this is you, having the centerpiece of the reading. Justice, divine justice. They are getting divine justice through you. And, you know, maybe there is a telepathic connection, and they can kind of, through your sacral, this supports them then to tune into their, you know, roots. And I'm meaning like starseed roots, you know, like heavenly roots, divine roots. Yeah. I'm feeling water energy. I'm like, I don't know, Sirius B or something. But not, you know, I don't want to fix that on that, but yeah. And we don't have only one, you know, star family, but technically we do have kind of contracts with a lot of star groups and work on specific themes. So for example, they might work with the Lyrans and have a lifetime there with this shut out homeless feeling and disaster and all that. But also they might work with, I don't know, you know, Andromedan energy or Pleiades, I don't know, and Orion. And I mean, this is proof. Harsh experiences. So I'm starting to feel kind of sick, and this is saying we need your cards, and you don't believe what's there, but I will show you in a second. So is here anything else what needs to be taken away? No, I feel this is nice. It can stay. And really focus on, you know, focus on the potential. It's amazing potential over here. And the manipulation, this is what we are clearing out. And I mean this is kind of you. See who's here? Raphael with the caduceus. Ooh, and this is twin flame energy. Ooh. And I do want to show you the difference. Wait. Here, see, this is the caduceus, and this is the Asclepios with just one snake. And the caduceus, that was the stuff of Hermes. And Hermes, Trismegistus, He is the wise one, right? The messenger of the gods, messenger of the gods, where we are getting our downloads, our divine truth, and the wisdom. It's really wisdom downloading here. Totally. Totally. Wow. And he also guides the ways. And by this, or because of this, he also was assigned to the merchants, because see, abundance, that's also part of healing. And interestingly, the medical people, they kind of thought, well, that's, you know, a disgrace or something for the healing to share the sign with merchants. As if, you know, abundance is something lesser than, which is it is not. And abundance is healing itself. And I want to stress that, right? That they are totally on their healing path and bringing abundance to life again in their sacral. This will unlock a lot of abundance, you know, when these blocks are, see, when this black and white, there's a lot of black and white, see, even with this chess floor we had. Yeah, but here we do have the twin flame energy, the kundalini rising, the healing, the abundance, the messages of gods, and divine wisdom. Yay! And you had concentration, right? I do want to have that together. Concentration and the wisdom here, the healing. Amazing, right? Super in alignment. And your rose card, it says healing is happening. I was so laughing when I drew the cards at the beginning. I mean, I did that before the reading, and it's just so amazing how they are just what we need right now. It's so good. Yeah. And it says, you're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. And you know, this is the message they need to hear from you. And if you're not speaking, you can just say that, and we can just say that right now, right? Like, you are not broken. I mean, we clearly see that. We clearly see that. This is what's truly in their sacral. This is the opposite of broke, right? When their sacral is functioning again, and it is being cleared through them tuning into their true authentic self, like their higher, and I don't mean higher self, but I mean really soul alignment here with all they are, you know, who they truly are. And this helps freeing the divine potential, what's stored there. If you're drawn to group 3 also, watch that. Because of the oracle card there, it kind of would make sense. Maybe it's kind of a next step or something. Future energy. But yeah, let us just read that again for them. You're not broken. Trust the process. And it's safe to soften. And of course, see, if all there is in your sacral chakra, I mean, if you are wondering, why aren't they showing emotions? Why? Like, why can't they freaking show some emotions? Why are they just like, tra-la-la, everything is fine, I'm having fun, and I'm focusing on my own little things, right? And it's kind of annoying maybe for you, I feel, but just look at that. That's what's in their sacral. That's so sad. That's like Scorpio forever, right? Deep, deep, deep under the ocean. It's not in the ocean, it's under the ocean. It's in the depths underneath the ocean. It's literally hanging in the mud, not being able to breathe. And now they are kind of up-leveling to ocean energy. Wow. And hanging in the ocean, that's an upgrade. And I mean, this is super, of course. This is totally Christ consciousness here. And see, we do have the tree here. Again, I love that. So hopefully they spend a lot of time out in nature. Probably they are. And this needs to heal. Slowly, it will take time, right? And it's just about the softening. It's like melting the ice. So this is like frozen trauma. And you cannot release that all at once. See, it's ice. And it needs to be happen slowly. Okay? We take that here with the rose to heal. Okay, so they are doing good, though you do not see it, because, yeah, but now you know, now you know. I hope that was very helpful. I feel, yeah, much better now. It was quite heavy in between, but now I'm good. And yeah, so please, you have to leave a like if you have watched this message to, you know, keep the energy balanced and the scales even. And if you would like to have me reading for you again, then you have to subscribe to the channel, I guess. And I would love to, because that's super interesting here. And yeah, let me know if that resonated. I would like to hear about the Starseedy stuff. And if you do need a personal reading, I also offer them right now. And you can check that out. There is a link to my website. It's rosegarden77.store. And I hope I see you again. And yeah, bye bye. All the best. Hi, group 3. If you are drawn to the Miracles card, you are right. And I was just shuffling the deck here, and this kind of jumped out. So this is your miracles coming. Totally. Shall we keep them? Yes, they are saying, why not? So, judgment call here. Okay. Okay. But now I guess I need to take another deck, right? Okay. So we do have this. This is a little. And let's ask. Oops. I haven't asked anything. So they are speaking and overflow. Wow. I wanted to ask, how in tune are you with your emotions? And maybe that's the answer. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, so we had this one in group 2, and in group 2 I said maybe group 3 is a continuation. So I guess yes, maybe. So the healed King of Cups, the healed Empath, and this is great, because, you know, how in tune are you? This is speaking about how are your emotions, how do you use, you know, your emotions in the heart space to manifest. And they do. And yes, I totally feel group 2 is past energy here. So if you felt drawn to both, then you can watch more the darker side over there. But see, that's really great. They are in control now. They have regained their balance, and that's why now they can, you know, use their sacral energy to manifest, and they can create overflow here, and they can work with the divine directly now. Wow, that's great. I have to tell you, really, because in group 2 we had the magician in their true feelings with 2 aces, and they were clearly working on getting the other aces, and the other aces were those 2, and now they are having them both. I mean, this is already fully downloaded here. They are having the pentacle in their hand and working with it, and they are totally tuned in to their holy grail, holy water. Wow, wow. And now I know why we needed to have the smaller one, right? This big one wouldn't have fit there. Cool. And so that was about being in tune, so about heart and gut alignment. Oh, this looks good. So they had a lot of work to do here, but they did the work, right? And now let's look, how aware are you? So this is emotions in their head. How aware are they? And this is just in general in life. Ooh, free, higher self energy. One with source. Is that all we need? Interesting. Higher self energy. Totally tuning into their internal realm. Going for the 2 of cups, like going for the 10 of cups, like going for the fullness. Yeah. Healing the world, kind of. Totally empath energy here. Ooh, underneath the deck. Yes. And this is why you do have that. Yes. Okay. Cool. Oh, your oracles. Wow. This is a powerful group. How aware are they Ooh, of their feelings? And I mean, this is not speaking about what they feel like directly for you, but it kind of comes through, right, like that. But this is just, you know, in general, this is how aware are they of their feelings. Yes, they are aware if something is lacking. Yes, they are aware of equal give and take, and they are aware, you know, and they are in tune with the divine source. Wow. And literally coming through as their higher self there. Wow. Coming directly out of heaven. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Group 3. That's amazing. You see? And here, coming directly out of the trenches, I'm hearing. Yeah, great. Okay, so now let's, oh, and you do have this, I didn't like that so much to use that, it's a Marseille, yes, Marseillan tarot, but you know, it's old, and I always think about Mary Magdalene with this, because it's like south of France, and it was, you know, the one and only tarot everyone used before the Wade Smith came at play. And so yeah, it's absolutely kind of eternal or something. It's very valuable to have that. And so now we do have 4 questions. First is, what do they, wait, let me look. Yeah, first is, of course, what do they think they feel towards you? Okay, what do they think? What do you think you feel towards my group? Okay. A lot of coins. Pentacles, 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 pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus 8, 20. Ooh, 20. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles, hard work. 7 of Pentacles, ooh, and 5 of Pentacles. Oh. Huh. So maybe they feel they have to work, work, work. Hard, hard, hard. To overcome. Yeah. And it's interesting, right? That's feelings for you, what they think. But, you know, masculine energy feels through Pentacles a lot. Because what is Pentacles? Pentacles, that's time, effort, energy. With the 8 of Pentacles, they feel super energized, as if they could go on forever. This is this always constant working. Like this is as if you set them into motion. And the 7 of Pentacles, that's this doubting maybe, like, is it enough? We do have the 7 of Cups there, which, yeah, is linked here now, right? And we do have the 5 of Pentacles, which might speak to past wounds, what they, yes, they are aware, but maybe they are still overcoming, right? I mean, otherwise you would, I guess, sit in your castle somewhere happily and not watching tarot, right? You wouldn't have time for that. So now let's see, how are you acting? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to open that already, but okay. I plan to first pick all cards. Okay. How are you acting? Okay, thank you. That's nice. They know I love 3 cards. Okay, and how are you truly feeling? Okay, how are you truly? Oh, the deck softens totally. Okay. And how are you manipulated by your environment? Here. Okay. How are you? Okay, let me shuffle again. They are a little bit afraid. What is that? This. Okay. How are you? And yeah, I mean, fear. Yes, makes sense. How are you manipulated or were manipulated by your environment? This is so much. This, okay. How are you manipulated? This. Let me see, maybe we need some more, because this is kind of, okay, thanks. This feels kind of, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, and now we look into how are they acting towards you. Oh, the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Knave of Cups. Wow. Underneath, their higher self, and the Ace of Cups. Whew. Wow. So if they aren't, they will come forward and express love. Okay? If this is your kind of sneak peek into the future, that's what they want to do, because they feel, they feel you're their 10 of cups. And they think, you know what I just kind of got immediately? They think you are that valuable 8 of Pentacles, and they also think I have to work for that hard, but they kind of fear that they are just this 5 of Pentacles, maybe, right? It's like, and yeah, so, but yeah, wow. So here's a lot of awareness about their sacral, and you are their true counterpart here. They feel that. So, do you feel some truth here? Wow. Okay. So this is the 4 of Wands, and this is the 3 of Wands. So they feel that they are looking forward into the future with you. 4 of Wands, 11-11, stable marriage, celebration, twin flame union, coming together of with counterpart energy. This is wow. And they are looking forward to that, as you might see over here. Wow. So I guess now with the manipulation we will learn a lot about what's that with the 5 of Pentacles over here. And you know, in group 2, of course, there was a lot with that and that. They are manipulated. Ooh. Wow. Parents. I'm feeling parents. We do have a king of money. And we do have a queen of swords. Wow. A very, very, very rigid female figure, like mother figure, and a king, a father figure who was all about the money. It's like you have to, you know, pay. And we do have this, which is like continuous cycling, looping constantly. But the outcome, you know, what I see right now, if we have it like that, then it's kind of very nice. That's 1 gets doubled, then it's 2, then it gets doubled, and it's 4, and here 2. It's like this totally multiplication, how we literally manifest, right? But what they have been told, it's like you have to stay in this constant cycle because you are like a small, I want to say page, but I mean like a pawn, you know, pawn energy. Yeah. And so a mother figure who's holding the money tight, you know, tight together, rigid, totally rigid, like totally not at all, you know, creating an overflow with the source. Or, you know, a Queen of Swords as a mother figure, that's someone who sends even the kids away to grandmother, because then she must not do the cooking and she can spare some money for this evening. sometimes. I mean, I do love Queen of Swords energy, don't get me wrong, but I'm channeling that right now. So yeah, it's like we must make the most of every penny, because maybe there is, you know, really stress in the family. And he is kind of out in the open. I feel he hasn't even a throne. Well, there is a throne, but it's kind of on the field, right? As if he is working. Maybe he is working away from the family, you know, or at construction places or something, like constantly, like totally giving their whole life to earn the money. And the she person here is reigning. It's like a matriarchat. And it's like, but I feel, I don't know, I feel she is a little bit like energetic vampire energy. I feel it's literally sucked in here. And even with this, I can only describe the energy, you know. It looks beautiful, I see it, but what I feel is a snake-like energy that is sucking energy in. It's like an unhealthy loop. And I immediately felt, well, from this, only getting that makes no sense. Because now I feel, yeah, there is literally as if the energy gets, yeah, totally drained there. And yeah, sorry to say that, but I feel that. I feel it was all too tight, or it is too tight in their realm. And yeah, and you know, we learn love language. I do have readings about love language, by the way, in the pipeline. So not yet online, but will come up soon. And so you can, you know, subscribe anyway. I would love you to subscribe so that I can continue to read for you here. And how we receive love, that's been taught by our mother figure. And a Queen of Swords as a mother figure is not so much receiving, of course. It's more like I'm controlling what I want to have. And, ooh, you know what? The candle is out. I'm so sorry. Let me get one, even if it's just for the last. So this needed to happen, because otherwise I would have taken an orange one, just as the others. But now you're getting a green one, because that's what we need. We need to have some greenery here, some green light, and some fresh green abundance. And yeah, see, that's what they are kind of consciously doing. Like that. So, restrictions, right? Strict, very strict figure who is not showing emotional receptivity at all. Not at all. And kind of the only thing what was welcome was the money, I feel. It's crazy that it's, you know, the king of money here. But back in the day, they used also the court cards to refer to professions, and so this would be a merchant. This is why he's out and about, you know, with the harvest. And she is more a royal figure, you know, more a higher figure, like someone from the military or whatever, someone who is in charge of someone else. It's like upper class energy. And however that fits in your case. So maybe she is academic or comes from a higher family, and the husband here had to kind of make it up, you know, with money somehow. I don't know. But this is what has, oh, see, I put that in her sacral here. And yeah. And this is kind of drawing the energy, like out of the earth even, instead of nurturing. See what I mean? This is the energy what I was feeling. A Queen of Cups would work with source and nurture the grass, and so abundance would grow. And you know, victory is then there. We would sit here in this victorious Six of Wands and having this rich land, you know, but I feel with the sword, she, and the controlling, with the controlling, there is no abundance happening, because it's always same size, it's not growing. You know what I mean? And you know, with runes, for example, the rune 𝙏𝙀𝙧𝙀𝙀, this is speaking about fire, so it's the sacral, but also about cattle, and there the abundance, it gets multiplied. You know how I said that first you have one, then two, then four, because it all gets babies, you know, and then it's your abundance constantly growing. But I feel with this is kind of restricting everything and not allowing the flow, because I feel it's just this controlling energy where it's just, it should just mirror her own needs. And but with a family, she's, you know, she's not at all at Empress state, where you do have the three and the growing and room for the kids. And you know how I said she would send her children away to have one meal at the grandparents' house, just to spare the money and of course time and energy. But she does not look like as if she would make good use even of time and energy. And he being all the time abroad or doing construction work, it's also not like as if they would, you know, enjoy the money kind of together. I don't feel that. And if you think this is like a couple, it's a little bit broke, right? Because we do need to have two full circles. But they are kind of not. So it does not look very healthy, happy family there. And with the Four of Pentacles coming out of that, of course, you know, it's scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. See? So, that's the toxic manipulation of their sacral chakra. And now they are tuning in to their true, to their true possibilities here, to their destined love. And this is so cool, so beautiful. But now you understand why they have pentacles, pentacles, pentacles all over in their head, right? Just so you know, this is really important knowledge here. Wow. Thank you so much, person of group 3, for sharing that with us. So then we can receive you better and understand you Okay, let's just take that away. That's BS from yesterday. We don't need that anymore. And yeah, this is what they are literally looking forward to, right? Let's put that right here. That's the preview. This happy family, this abundant family. See how they are creating all the joy, and of course they are enjoying time together, of course. Oops, I'm sorry, I did want to. Yeah, so I had to check my camera, and I guess we will be cut off in a second, but maybe we can get it. Yeah, so this, you know, this is what they, I guess, have always longed for. And so with 3 of Cups, this is like constantly shattered dreams, you know, and now they start dreaming again. Yay, so they started dreaming again and we were cut off. Isn't that symbolic? Okay, and you know what? Everything what's happening in the reading is meant to be. Ooh, see, and the flame. So there is this thing that they do not trust their ability maybe to hold it or something, right? I mean, 7 of Cups, that's all up in the air. That's a mental energy. Though it's cups, right? It's literally, we think about what we want to feel. And here they are grounding that. And you know what I did yesterday? Right after we were cut off, I went in my garden and prepared the nice cozy spaces, the 4 of Wands spaces. And I do work with Feng Shui, and I do have in my relationship corner, I have installed, oh wait, I flipped it up, but I already forgot. It's yeah, climbing trellis. Okay, climbing trellis with 4 wands. So I do have the four of wands, and in between there is the climbing trellis, and this is just one supportive, you know, border kind of at the end of my ground, what keeps the relationship area safe, right? Safe. And I planted some seeds, climbing flowers there, okay? And interestingly, I planted a lot of seeds, and most of the packages I left in the garden, but 2 I brought with me, and these are the 2 I want to share, and also, you know, the purpose, because it makes perfectly sense. In their true feelings, we do have the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. And I planted these in my relationship corner, which is, you know, I mean, it's technically the number 2, but I also worked at the area, you know, from Feng Shui, of the area of number 4. I totally rearranged, and yeah, so this area isn't actually, oh, that's so interesting. You cannot really fully use it because there's also standing all my baggage still, you know. There's still wood under a plane for building, you know, and there are also all the fire things not at the right place, and because of the wood, it's all kind of standing there in the middle, so you can't really use that space. But at least I put a Hollywood swing in the very cozy corner of the number 4, which is on the other side of the house. So I kind of prepared all the cozy corners, right? The 4 of Wands energy. Yay. And also with the 3, Feng Shui area number 3 got some fire, because this is a new space what I where I had to I had to take a tree away because he was, you know, already dead. And so now there's new space opening up. And I started with just throwing those flowers here. I mean, they have to go in the dark, so I planted them and the seeds. And then I will also put there like a ton of flowers in that corner. So to kind of revive the area, okay? So this is the thing, we need to revive future outlook. And this is also community. This is also for you. I planted the flowers literally for you, for my rose garden community, right? Because I want to enjoy being with people. And I know when we are in these journeys here, we totally dive so deep into our soul and we stay in the dark, just like the seeds, for so long, and that's perfectly fine. But at one point you will feel, and you are at that point, if you are not feeling it yet, I'm telling you, you are at that point where those flowers want to bloom again, because you also have cleansed your sacral chakra and have let out a lot of these stuck emotions. And it happens also through our counterpart journey. They trigger our wounds too. And you know, we at one point we are at the state, of course, where it's like they are just hurting us and, you know, we don't want, but through the soul connection we still get drawn back and cannot shift away our focus. And that's actually what allows these wounds to heal. Because otherwise, just think about it, otherwise you would just walk away. And you would never ever think about someone who is not respecting your boundaries, who is not having your standards, and that just, you know, that just wouldn't be your person. But if you feel on a soul level, well, what the F, that is my person, but you know, not working because they have some BS installed there. And yes, see, that's the purpose. We take away their BS, kind of, but simultaneously they clean the divine feminine on a very, very deep layer. And you know, divine feminine energy, we've been through a lot. And I don't mean this lifetime, I mean like forever here on earth. Like, just think about the last 8,000 years since people were settling and man became the owners of the land. Since 8,000 years, women became objects. Before that, when we were in the hunter-gatherer period here, it was even, because back then the woman was totally in control and power, you know, totally empowered. And I just had 717, by the way, over the land. And the woman, the womb man, was one with the earth. It was all one. And she was creating abundance constantly. And the men, they would go out, you know, secure the borders of her land. And that's what we still are up to emotionally. This is what's still happening these days, believe it or not. The masculine energy needs to kind of stand at the door and protect the door. And what do they need to protect? Yes, your Four of Wands. They need to hold those wands up, you know, while you inside kind of create the abundance. And emotionally, that means you are opening up, you are creating, you know, all these feelings, right? And feelings, that's what abundance is made of. It's it's one. And earlier it was one, you know, in these hunter-gatherer times. And yeah, so, and your guidance is to create these safe spaces here within your home. And there is a rune for that. It's called Wunyo. And Wunyo, I want to explain that because that's so beautiful. First and foremost, it fits totally with Four of Wands. It's just like a stick with a flag, right? A green flag. So a stick with a flag, or pink. Take a pink. And this signifies, you know, we have this space, this bubble, this celebration space. And in our home, it's for most people, that's the couch. And if you do have a dog or a cat, you know, they constantly do that. They go in their Wunyo space and restore their inner energy, right? So they curl themselves up in their safe space and restore their energies. And we humans need to do that too. And the better you get with that, the more room of your home would feel like Wunyo. And if you are like fully in your energy to the max, then it would go to your front door and even in the garden, right? And so you expand kind of in the world your safe space. This is how we create safe, holy environments, I want to say. Okay? And first it starts, of course, with cleansing your home and decluttering and all that, but I guess you've done that a lot. And, you know, shutting people out, I guess you've done that a lot. So, and then, you know, when you're hanging in the soul connection, you just hang there. And of course, when you are purging emotions, it's not beautiful, it's messy, right? And you just hang there. But then comes the point where you feel like, well, yeah, okay, so I'm still kind of hanging here, but I feel better. And that's when you maybe start adding a flower pot at your place where you're hanging, right? Or you really have enough energy to make yourself a nice tea every evening to bedtime, or you kind of come back to, I want to say, these nice little healthy life rituals, which kind of get unimportant. You know, the profane gets very unimportant when you are hanging in these deep emotions. This is literally totally all happening in the dark, right? And so you don't need a surface level life. But now you're totally coming out of that here with Three of Wands and Four of Wands. It's all about looking forward into a nice, lively world with a lot of people and see all different. So it's not anymore like you have to separate yourself to become who you are, because you already are who you are. I know that because your oracle card is literally the seed. Wow. Is that powerful, or is that powerful? You got the seed here. The seed. So you already know who you are. And you are already perfect, see? And so you are here. You are still in the dark. Just like these ones. I just put them in yesterday. But this is all the fire, what's already within you. It's already there. And what you can do to support you is create this rambling, ranking, you know, I already forgot again the word. I'm so bad with learning vocabulary. Thankfully, I'm often channeling them. But yeah, what was that? Climbing. The thing is, when I'm thinking, I can't channel, so, but yeah, you know what I mean. So create your Wunyo, right? And this is with this ranking, like, see how the rainbow is ranking that. And this is also speaking about creating time, of course, to rest and enjoy. And now it's not more about create this safe space for healing, because you're done healing. I need to say that. You're done healing. You're ready. And you've been so long down there that you kind of forgot maybe. And let's speak about seeds now, right? So what's the miracle? Ooh. Wow, have you seen that? And by the way, this one, yeah, we shall go there. This one kind of, you know, unintentionally it moved there. And it's the four fourth house energy, 4 of Wands, your safe home space. Also, you know, this one, so in the depth, right? That's exactly where you create these emotional environments. Yeah. So harness this divine feminine energy with the water here, right? Harness that. And you know, on the masculine side, this looks like that. They harness their energy, including money, by the way, including physical strength, because if a man, I want to say, feels that he is preparing for a married age, right, then what do they need to do? They need to kind of go out for a big hunt and bring in, you know, bring in the fuel and feel that they are stable enough to hold those 4 of Wands. So that's kind of the state you're in here. And the postponing right now, that's not at all that something is wrong, but it's all about getting prepared. So you are called to totally be in this 4 of Wands and, you know, put flowers and make it clean and make space also for joy with people, right? I don't know, maybe you do have kids. That's then the easiest way to go all in there. And maybe sit with the kids and play with them more, right? And I don't know, make a cake and I don't know, whatever you can do, you know, or just, you know, if you are at work, stay a little bit longer in the kitchen there in the breaks and speak for a second with the people, right? And not stay in your isolated space like you maybe have done before. So however you can use that advice, but that's a clear advice. And also, if you just want to be alone, that's totally valid too. But then maybe you can just watch a movie in the evening and go under your blanket in your Vunyo space, hang there with your emotions and watch a nice, maybe a romantic movie. Something like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not called to say anything because, I mean, I'm not watching. Actually, I'm not watching at all. But sometimes, literally, my guides are like, you have to watch a movie. And then that's kind of my reading, right? That's how they deliver messages. So we get a lot. Like Bridgerton, I want to say, for example. That's nice because there are so many people, so many storylines to what's healing also for divine feminine energy. You know, and yeah, I don't know, whatever you like. I mean, you can also watch Harry Potter or read, I don't know, but it's all about multiple people. Yeah, Harry Potter is also good because that's also totally about this. Yeah, life is bountiful. There are many different ways to be. It's 4/4 right now. It's about this opening up for the variety of perspectives. Because when we have been in the depth for so long and tuning all in our own core frequency, that was so powerful, right? So powerful and so necessary, of course. But it's when we want to go back out, we then have to accept, well, not everyone is running around with our core blueprint, right? Of course not, because that's just us. And everyone else has a different purpose, has a different core, right? Different frequency. And they are allowed to be too, right? Just as they are. And so we have to kind of open up for that again, I feel. That's the one thing. And the other thing is, of course, create for your seed to grow this super space. I mean, I said that kind of a lot. So, and now let's go to the miracles, because a seed, ooh, another came through. Mercury, yes, expression. Okay, Mercury, wonderful. and I haven't looked at, but we will later. See, this angel card here, this speaks about getting your life in alignment. This totally speaks about scheduling. And I said, Wunyu, that's not about the space only, but it's also about scheduling time. So schedule the freaking F some time for you to enjoy yourself. Because if you cannot be in joy with yourself, you will never be in joy with someone else. That's just the truth. Okay? So if we think in the future, somewhere in the future, we will maybe have a happy family life. Well, that's not working. Never, 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 because it's all about now. Everything, the present moment is where the power is. So you can take your power back into the present moment right now and think about, okay, I have a day, it's 12 hours. So how can I schedule these 12 hours so that I have 4 hours fun time? Not healing, not journaling like crazy to become better. No, just relax, enjoy, and be. If you have kids, that's an easy door. If you don't, you have to do it on your own. Okay, but you can. You are totally capable of doing that. And knowing that that's the only thing you have to bring in alignment now, that's it. You can also kind of take the day and think, okay, think with tarot. Okay, we do have pentacles, we do have cups, we do have swords. Yeah, that's the learning and that's the journaling. Okay, but it's not the whole day swords, and it's also not the whole day just emotions, right? No, no, no. We have to go back and tending to our pentacles, tending to our home, to what's in reality there. So 4 hours practicality. And then I forgot something. Yeah, the wands. And that depends, of course, how physically strong you feel. If you are the one who loves to go out in the forest, you know, some people, you know, do that. They have dogs and walk for hours. Then yes, that's your 4 hours doing. But if you really don't feel physically strong, you can watch a movie for this and let others, you know, do that. Even if you watch, for example, artistic sports or something, that's so inspiring for the soul, so wonderful, right? So you are called to schedule your day properly, bring it all in alignment with what you wish for, because your wish is literally there and you are ready and you are the seed. So, and a seed actually has, that's the miracle with a seed. A seed has timing included. The seed knows when to go, right? And there is a thing, and I want to say that again, because we've been through a lot here. I feel that. I mean, it looks all positive, but there is something, right? Very deep, of course. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So seeds, right? To be able to sprout and blossom, you know what needs to happen? They need to freeze in the winter, and this lets the shell crack a little bit. And and these are the strongest, I'm crying, the biggest, right? The biggest trees with the most potential in there, they need some winters to even start sprout again, right? Just saying. Some, like little flowers, wonderful little flowers, they just need this one winter to break open and then they can bloom again. But some people, and we might think we do something wrong because it's again and again and again. And that's not you doing something wrong, that's you going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, right? Because you need to. Because you can, basically, okay? Understand? And now you're ready, and all these breaking cycles are done and good and over, okay? And now it's time to sprout. And of course, what we first build is roots. And that's why we do have here the 4th house. That's our roots. And even in astrology, there is this direct line from the 4th house to the medium Silly, right? To the mid-heaven, where you then blossom, bloom, and shine and be seen. But before you can go there, you have to build your roots. And now your shell is cracking open, and now you will grow deep roots. I mean, you have cleansed the area there. It's all cleansed. And your job is now to think within my bubble here, okay? I want to build those strong roots, just as I said, with the 4 elements, just the areas, you know, you have to get stable. That's also part of 4 of Wands energy. To get stable, you have to work with the 4 elements and with the, you know, that's this realm here. We cannot exclude something. We cannot stay only in our feelings forever. Here inside, yes, yes. That's the realm of just being in there, in the womb, right? But the second you go, I mean, the moment you go out, you go in all directions, okay? So, yeah. I think you got that. So, and isn't it miraculous when these seeds are sprouting then, just on their own, just with their own knowing, they, all of a sudden, they are just there. They are just blossoming then. Oh, these roses, they are, this is actually in the middle, in the middle of my relationship area in the garden. There is an old cherry tree, and it's dead, right? It's just the trunk there. But there were bees in it. Divine. And the cherry, that's the merging of feminine and masculine. And that's the, see, and the cherry, that's of course a symbol also for twin flames. And I have planted these rambling rows around, and there's even a heart on top, and right there I'm sitting, right? Right, that's kind of the space. And yeah, so you know now what this is about. This is us creating the space here. It's a little secret between you and me. You are invited in my holy space here. Yeah. So, however you can do that for yourself, that's what you're called to do. Create your holy space where you can bring out your roots, and then you can also grow up. But it's as above, as below, so above, I want to say, because that's happening first. Okay? Good. Now, your advice was much longer than everyone else's, but it's so important here. This bringing it together. See, this is what brings it together. Because in the end, oops, I'm sorry, before union, yeah, there is some shaking need. See, just like this looks, it needs to be shaken up a little bit to really bring you to an alignment. It's just the frequency matching then, right? Just the frequency match. And sometimes, you know, for example, with me, I'm like very much a clean eating person. But sometimes my guides are saying, no, you have to celebrate, just like, because you're in this phase, right? In this phase, and this happens constantly, you know, in our lives. And before we kind of, I don't know, transform into another layer of being, then you need to just, you know, take it all in. And eat it all. And just with these, what I said, that's important also, to not be judgmental, right? And not be too rigid. Yes, the last stage was all about purification. And maybe this was the stage of 15 years, I don't know, right? And so maybe this has become your life, and that's great. But, you know, still outside of our womb, there is plenty and bounty and paradise. You know, it's this, think tropical island and think how it's so beautiful because everything is included. Okay? This is the other side of the journey. It's not anymore of detach, detach, detach. Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out. No, now it's, okay, now we bring it to the fullest again. See how this needs to be a full circle again? Like full, what I just said, full experience, celebrate. So not bake the cake for the kids, but also enjoy eating it, right? So that's that. And now we look at this here, last but not least. Oh yeah, it's Pisces. Okay, of course you are. Oh, see? And this goes with the judgment. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't I said something with Mary Magdalene here in this group? I forgot. Yeah, with the deck. Yeah. So yeah, of course, you know, unconditional love, Christ consciousness, here we go. It comes from the very depth. And we spoke a lot about depth in the last 20 minutes, I guess. Wow. So this is your reading. This is your reading. I can't add anymore. And I don't need to. And we also have explained, I guess, why here it's all about pentacles, right? They also prepare. And you prepare this emotional space and the home space, and you totally can do that in your home. I love that about this phase, because it's not complicated. It's a spiritual work that's easy to do. It's like, okay, so what can I clean today? I can clean the windows, and then I can, you know, but not only cleaning, but also then celebrate the space and put some livelihood on the windowsill, right? You know what I mean? That's what you need to do, okay? Bring spring in, basically. Let life catch you, because it's ready. And it has, first and foremost, it has nothing to do with them, and just focus on your own, of course, right? On your own. And it's also, yeah, okay, last guidance. So also in a connection, the masculine energy aligns with the focus of the feminine energy, because with the strong emotional, you know, we are the magnets, literally, and we kind of create that. That's feminine energy, to create timing and all that. And so how you focus, they align with that. They just adapt to that. They pick that up through the ether also. So even if there is no contact, no connection, there is always a communication happening through life. Like, how do you treat yourself in your life? See what I mean? And this is why you have to create for yourself these celebrational spaces, as if you do have birthday every day, because you have. You're getting birthed every day. So celebrate yourself. Please celebrate yourself. I love you the most. And I am sending you greetings. Yay. And best wishes for this day and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And, you know, all the time. All the time. It's celebration. Okay? So, bye-bye. I hope I see you again. And, of course, please subscribe, right? And leave a like and comment and all that. Thank you so much. And bye-bye.